Good afternoon. I am Benibo, Editorial Director of Hello Icon magazine. I want to give my heartfelt gratitude to the Colonist Report Africa and Earth Journalism Network for this holistic program that covered and filled real-time gaps in my journalistic journey. First of all, I would like to thank them for the approach because I've attended many workshops that are usually just one-sided, where the trainers are just like speaking, but the whole of this program from day one to the very last day was very interactive. And as someone that is into print journalism, it genuinely boosted my confidence. Today we talked about the general overview of climate resilience and all, and to me what stood out for me was bringing together the impact of climate resilience. Most times when we talk about climate resilience, we focus more on only the environment, but on this particular workshop it brought together the impact on both people and places, because when people understand the effect of their wrongdoings, pollutions, it makes them more aware and more, it makes them care more about the story, and when they care more about the story they take the needed action for real-time change. So then on the second day we went into AI ethics and policy, and what stood out for me is most times when we hear AI ethics it seems like an ambiguous topic, but this workshop broke it down in a way that even as individuals we don't need to wait for our organizations um, to create AI policies. As individuals, we should have like ethics that are guiding us, and when to use AI, when not to use AI, when to, and to be always transparent about when we finally use AI. I also learned stood out for me. Many things stood out for me, but for this particular session is the examples used are things that you can apply for any kind of story, regardless of the topic, regardless of the background of the journalist. And then the same day we learned about cyber security, how we are the police of our own selves, especially in the world. And I like how relatable the session was. It used real-time illustrations like graphic animations which broke down the term cyber security. Before now I usually see cyber security as as a very ambiguous term for people with technical background, but as someone that is just with a journalism background, I saw the need for cyber security, especially in this digital ever evolving time, and how to protect ourselves, how to be more conscious about our passwords, all those little things that matter. And then finally for yesterday we learned about pitching, how to pitch best. And when I saw the topic at first I was like, oh, this may not be so interactive like the rest, because already we are journalists and pitching is like the cause of what we do. But my mind was blown when the facilitator began to speak, and he spoke about things that I've never paid attention to. How a story is different from a topic, like pitching a story is different from pitching a topic. And for me I began to do like self-reflection on why certain pitches I've made failed in the past and why it was successful, because I saw real time that what he said like brought everything together and made me more conscious of pitching stories than just pitching random topics. And then today the grand finale, it has been wonderful. Today is just like the last day. It just reflects that it's the last day, because it goes beyond the conventional training session ways of how workshops are to, I think today has been the most interactive. Like we've been speaking back to back, sharing real-time experiences, getting feedbacks from both colleagues and the trainer, and it has been like a very wholesome experience for me that I believe that has filled real-time gaps in my own personal journey and shapes the way I think about a whole lot of things around climate resilience and environmental sustainability. So